A very good evening and welcome to Prime Time Weekend News. I'm Arunathi Mudarnak. We start off with a look at tonight's headlines.
Extreme weather claims the lives of 6. A number of fishermen and vessels missing. Fishing community expresses displeasure over the lack of an early warning. President Rajapaksa says the government is focusing on improving school students' academic and extracurricular activities.
Many areas in the country were adversely affected as a result of the inclement weather conditions experienced over the island. The Disaster Management Centre says that 6 fishermen have died as a result of the extreme weather conditions experienced in the country. The centre noted that over 20 fishermen who set out to sea to ply their trade are still reported missing.
A large number of fishermen had set out to sea by the time the winds intensified. The fishermen noted that they had left out to sea as there was no special warning in effect. Heavy rains and strong winds made the seas off the coast from Mannar to the western coast and the southern coast to the eastern coast treacherous. The fisherfolk gathered opposite the Dehiwara railway station to urge the authorities to rescue their loved ones who were stranded at sea. They were engaged in their protest by blocking the coastal railway track. The authorities intervened and promised to resolve the issue. By then, the Air Force and the Navy had begun scanning the area to rescue the missing. The Jayasagara vessel was dispatched from Galle, while the Nandimitra and Sairo vessels were dispatched from Colombo for search and rescue. The Air Force, meanwhile, dispatched a Bell 412 helicopter and a Y-12 aircraft. Navy media spokesperson Commander Kosala Varnakula Surya noted that by 5:30 p.m. today, they had been able to rescue 6 fishermen. Of this group, 2 individuals had been rescued by a commercial ship. In addition to the 3 vessels, the Navy had also dispatched 5 fast attack craft for search and rescue. Meanwhile, Air Force media spokesperson Air Commodore Andrew Vijay Surya speaking to News First noted that by 5:30 p.m. this evening, they were able to rescue 3 fishermen stranded at sea. The Air Force spokesperson added that the airmen assisted the Navy in the rescue operations by providing the locations of the stranded fishermen. He noted that rescue operations have been temporarily called off due to inclement weather, adding that they are geared to resume operations as soon as the weather condition eases. This is the manner in which fishing vessels were affected in the Balapitiya and Ginpeta areas due to the inclement weather. According to the police, several boats that had set out to sea last night had met with these accidents. The police added that a number of fishermen are still missing, while fishermen who were rescued are receiving treatment in hospital. The seas off the western and southwestern parts of the country were rough due to the strong winds experienced in the areas. Fishermen that set sail from Chilau were most affected by the inclement weather. Our correspondent noted that a group of fishermen were able to rescue 2 fishermen who were stranded out at sea. Meanwhile, fishermen labored hard to bring 7 multi-day fishing trawlers that set out to sea back to land. There were strong winds and rain since last night. We did not know about this. Earlier they said something about the winds, but there were no winds evident until yesterday.
At 7 in the morning, the seas were rough and there were strong winds. By the time they said that it is too dangerous for fishermen to set out to sea, it was too late.
Nearly 30 boats that were docked at the Puranavella Fisheries Harbour in Dondra Head were damaged due to the rough seas. 1 fisherman died when a boat that set sail from the Dodandua area in Galle capsized. According to a correspondent in the area, 1 fisherman on board the vessel survived the accident. The remains of the deceased fisherman is currently lying in the Karapitiya Base Hospital. The Disaster Management Centre said that they have received information that 17 fishermen were missing from the Galle district.
Many areas of the country were severely affected by the gale force winds that affected the island.
Gale force winds that wreaked havoc in the island since last night battered many parts of Colombo and its suburbs, causing damage to property. Trees close to the Moors grounds down Dawson Street, Colombo, were uprooted by the inclement weather. This footage was captured opposite the Lady Ridgeway Hospital for Children and Wesley College, Colombo, respectively. The following footage was filmed in Grand Pass, Koskas Handia, Maligavatta, Panchagavatta and Peta. Gale force winds that swept through the Ratnapura district last night uprooted trees in many areas of the district. Correspondents said that the winds mostly affected Palavala, Hangamua, Rambukanda and Athoya. Around 20 houses were damaged in Athoya and Rambukanda estates. Strong winds affected areas surrounding the Norachale power plant as well. Transportation along the tracks between the Kaluthura North and South railway stations was hampered due to a tree falling onto the tracks. A tree had also uprooted onto the Colombo Galle main road in the Vaskadua area. Traffic along the Colombo Kandy main road was disrupted this morning owing to the inclement weather. The Vimala Surendra Reservoir reached spill level last night. Correspondents said that the water levels at the Castlereagh Reservoir too reached spill level.
Well, what caused the extreme weather conditions that were experienced in the country?
This is the manner in which the strong winds moved in the country this morning from the southwesterly direction. The winds moved towards the central hills and affected the coastal areas from Mana to the western province, as well from Pothuwil to the southern province. The seas off the western and southern coast of the country were also affected as a result of the weather conditions.
News First reporters also filed numerous reports on the inclement weather. Here are some of them. News First took to the skies today for an aerial view of the damage caused by the inclement weather.
The News First Sky Cam crew took off from Ratmalana at 4:15 this evening. The News First team was flying over Ratmalana, Bentota, Beruwala and the southern coastal belt between Hikkaduwa and Galle.
above the coastal belt of Hikkaduwa along the down south area. We have witnessed many fishing vessels that have capsized along the coastal area owing to the inclement weather condition. Minutes ago, we also witnessed a search and rescue operation in the Balwata coastal area. As we see, there is a gloomy weather condition, the seas are rough, and people have abstained from going into fishing activities. This is Katrina Chang for News First.
Meanwhile, Deputy Minister of Fisheries Sarath Kumar slammed the Department of Meteorology for not issuing a pre-warning regarding the prevalent weather situation to fishermen and the public.
We are very disappointed. The office was informed about this at 5 a.m. The situation began at 2 a.m. There is no use of apologizing after a life has already been lost. I urge these institutions to take responsibility in issuing prior warnings to the fishing community as well as the public. If a warning was issued, the lives which were lost and those who have gone missing could have been prevented.
Department of Meteorology not aware of the change in the weather. Loss of property and life reported. Department of Meteorology confused on impending storms. This morning, gale force winds reported. The Met Department issues warning after strong winds wreak havoc across the island. Damage to property and loss of life. Why a reactive and not a proactive approach? Why does the Department of Meteorology fail to inform the public on the weather forecast?